Welcome to the Great Show of Greyhounds. My name is Brian Valvoda, and this is the newest addition to our pack, Rollin Water Val. And in this episode, we're going to discuss how racing greyhounds get their unusual names. Heather and I have been fostering dogs for Heartland Greyhound adoption for many years. We have made regular trips to the kennels at the Iowa Greyhound Park in Dubuque to bring home newly retired racers, and a few times the dog haulers have even come directly to our house. Over the years, we have come to know the owners of Copper Kettle Kennels, Dave and Sheila, and we have become very fond of the personalities and demeanor of the dogs we fostered from them. They've done a really fine job of training and coaching their dogs. One day, Dave called us up and offered to let us name one of their pups. We would not have a financial investment in this dog. They just knew that we wanted to eventually adopt one of theirs, and this one would be ready for retirement at the end of season 2023. Puppies will stay with their brood moms for as long as the broodie wants to remain with them, and the pups will continue to remain with their litter mates for a year or more after she weans them off. In the United States, greyhound puppies have a litter number registered with the National Greyhound Association since birth, found tattooed in their left ear. But they won't be officially assigned a name until they are a year or a year and a half old. We had a few ideas for names, such as Peas and Cheese, because our daughter Ashley used to have that as her favorite snack. We also thought of Dream Big Ashley, but ultimately we chose to go with Rollin Water Val. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, my last name is Valvoda, which comes from Czech ancestry and, as I understand it, would be more correctly pronounced as Valvoda, meaning rolling water, such as like on a river or a stream. Greyhound racing names max out at 16 characters, including spaces, so we had to drop the letter G to make it all fit. Names also cannot feature numbers nor special characters. A dog's name can be reused, but only after a time frame of 14 or 15 years. The dog originally holding that name would certainly be retired and most likely deceased, so no overlap would occur. Though, a name cannot be reused if that dog was bred in order to avoid confusion with lineage and breed history. This is why we were told to have a few options, in case our first choice was unavailable. We were really excited to get the opportunity to choose a racing name that was based on our family name. I guess we could have potentially changed the name of any grey that we've ever adopted. There isn't a rule against that in the adoption contract. Their name is a part of their history and lineage as a racing greyhound. Whether someone is for or against the racing industry, these dogs do have a unique background and experience that most other dogs do not have, and I do not believe in erasing that. Wilson's full name is Ellsby Wilson. He was a dog at the Lefebvre Kennel, which is why the letter L is possessive. Mate's full name is Walkabout Mate. You know, like an Australian walkabout. Olive was USS Out of Sight. The kennel she came from was owned by a retired Navy man, so many of his dogs carried the prefix of USS, like a United States ship in the Navy would do. How she got the call name of Olive out of that, I have no idea. Their call name is a shortened, or in Olive's case, alternate name, used by the kennel staff, because when you got all of them loose in the turnout, it's a lot easier to call out Olive instead of USS Out of Sight. In most instances, the dog only knows their call name and wouldn't recognize their racing name if you said it to them. The racing name is the official name used on their whelping certificate. It's used for tracking lineage, for wagering on races, and the announcer calls it out when commentating a race.
Next, our 14th race.
With the name of Rolling Water Val, it was intended her call name would be Val, and she would know it when she retired into our household. But Dave already had a dog with the call name of Val in his kennel at that time, so we had to call her Water. That's just how it goes sometimes. We finally got to meet Val at the beginning of the 2021 racing season in Dubuque, the weekend of her first race, while we were there to pick up some newly retired dogs. Then, she broke her leg during her second race the following weekend. So we went back to pick her up, retiring her into our home 2 years earlier than we had anticipated.
Oh, so this is our new dog.
Oh, congratulations.
This is, yeah, we're getting a puppy.
You call her what you want.
Yeah.
She hardly had any time at all at the track to use up her puppy energy racing or to mature into the calm adult that most people are familiar with when it comes to the greyhound breed. It was very difficult to keep her inactive for a whole month while that leg healed. Because she's a young pup with a lot of energy and really big personality. Her and Ashley are only 6 weeks apart in age, so it's really nice that those two will get to grow up together. The story of how Val acquired her name is a bit sentimental to us because it's the literal Czech to English translation of our family name. When kennel owners are filling out the registration paperwork for the litters, sometimes there's a theme underlying all the names, and sometimes it's just a name. In no particular order, Power of Purple, Hider for Hire, Rico's Canyon City, O.O. Delilah, Zellerville Kate, B&S Blue Jay, Last Two Stars, Lucky Lorianne, Modesty, On Cloud 9, Snitch, Sunburst Pebbles, Banks and Breeze, Wild Thing, not to be confused with Wild One. We've had a few dogs from Copper Kettle named after food because frequently Dave is filling out registration paperwork at lunchtime. This good girl was named Baked Potato. Sometimes their names are based on a physical appearance. This good boy is named Freebird because it looks like he has a bird on his back. The names really can come from anywhere. Sometimes there's a meaning behind it, and sometimes there isn't. Hopefully today I've demonstrated how the naming process works. This video introducing Val mainly focused on that and didn't really get to show off what her true personality is like. In the next episode of The Greyt Show, we'll take a look at Val's more playful side. She's a young puppy with infinite energy. A link to that episode as well as the previous can be found over here on the right side of the screen. If you enjoy the show, then please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel with this link here on the left. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Greyt Show. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.